From anger to fear to utter sadness, families nationwide are grappling with different reactions to this tragedy. KEZI 9 News reporter Jessica Davis spoke with local school counselors and therapists about the horrific crime. She's live in the studio with their advice. Jessica?
Brandy, not only are many of us trying to get a hold of our emotions today, but in many cases, we are trying to talk about them with our families and our children. Although there still may be many unanswered questions as to why, experts say just talking about it is healing.
First thing is just the shock and the pain of it, realizing what families are going to be facing and dealing with.
That was the initial emotion for many of us as we woke up to the news of a horrific tragedy at a Connecticut elementary school. For Principal Leo Limoges, he couldn't help but think of the safety of his students.
Always start looking back and revisiting, okay, it doesn't make sense what we're doing. Are we doing everything that we can conceivably do?
But he realizes the reality is no system is perfect to prevent such senseless evil doing. And at Eugene Christian School, relying on faith is what helps this school community cope with such an unacceptable crime, especially when talking to children.
Unfortunately, part of living in a fallen world is these terrible things do happen, and we can try to protect ourselves, but we have someone who's watching over us, who's more powerful than any other being or creation around us, to be able to help and to give them a basis to have a security, even though they see families being disrupted.
Eugene therapist Catherine Snell Ryan says opening up communication with your children is healthy. Even if your child isn't coming home and asking questions, if they've heard about the shooting or seen it on TV, they're trying to make sense of it.
Sort of like fitting pieces of a puzzle together.
Even if you can't answer why. Therapists encourage parents to address their child's fears and remind them of their comforts at home.
Talking to them about how unlikely anything like this is to happen, and exploring with them the ways that they are safe, who's taking care of them.
And while emotions of anger, sadness, and fear are normal, don't carry these feelings alone.
You know, it's just really important for them not to carry those around without some support from their parents or their teachers.
Many local schools have counselors or staff on hand to provide any grief counseling if needed. Live in the studio, Jessica Davis, KEZI 9 News.